You know, I just got a big question about what is required to quit if you really want manifestation to actually work for you. And so I made a few notes here. I'd like to go through it with you guys because many of you know that I've already created 2,400 and plus videos on law of attraction and manifestation, but I just want to refresh everybody with some new content and understanding that actually there are many principles, and a lot of the time when we find 3 things or 5 things or 7 things, it's kind of like picking up the best that I can think of in that moment to be able to help you guys out. And I hope that these 3 things you are ready for, and you've got your pen ready, your pad ready, because we get started and we're going to dive deep into it. But before we get into it, show reel, hit it. Namaste everyone, Namo Himalaya. This is Sri Akashna here, and in this video I want to break down for you 3 things that I've took note of here that you must quit if you want the law of attraction to work for you. Doesn't matter if you're manifesting the love of your life, it doesn't matter if you're trying to manifest money, please take note of these things and start working on it. The first thing is negative self-talk and limiting beliefs, okay? Now, with each of the parts, what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain what I mean by it, and then I'm going to explain why it's important, and then I'm going to explain how you go about changing these things, okay? So, the first thing when it comes to negative thoughts and limiting beliefs, I'm not sure you guys are aware, but we have 2 parts of our conscious and our subconscious mind. So there's 2 parts to the mind, the conscious and the subconscious. A lot of the time when practitioners, they practice law of attraction or manifestation, what they do is they practice with their conscious mind. Think about it. In the mornings, you consciously practice your affirmations, right? In the evenings, you consciously have your rituals, routines, meditation, visualization, whatever it is you do. But the biggest determining factor is actually down to your unconscious or your subconscious. It's things you don't even think about. Just like sometimes you can be sat there with a group of friends and you're completely slouching or sitting off and you don't even realize you were sat that way because you're unconscious about the majority of your behavior on a daily basis. Now, here comes the final part of the how. So if we know that we may have some unconscious beliefs or doubts that may be stopping us from achieving the things that we want to achieve, what can we do about it? I recommend these practices for all of you. The first thing is, I recommend that you guys start on affirmations. Like, this is something that everyone can do. For whatever goal you want, whatever dream you want, if it's wanting to manifest money, then you want to do those daily affirmations. Many people, they listen to affirmations, but I would like to convey slightly differently in the form of incantations. An incantation is when you have that power pose and you strike that emotion whenever you're saying those affirmations, and you're saying it nice and loud, because then the vibrations of every word is actually vibrating in every cell of your body and actually shifting your state, your mind, your belief on that conscious and unconscious level. So, if you want to manifest money, you say, I am rich. Money flows my way easily, right? I've got many affirmations videos, so you can watch on this channel too. Now, the second part of it is understanding that if you just shout affirmations non-stop, what you are actually doing is, imagine you have a lawn, and on it you've got grass and you've got weeds growing there. When you're shouting affirmations, it's almost like, yeah, you know there's weeds there, but you are just layering a new lawn on top. You keep planting new seeds, right? Eventually, if you plant enough, it's going to oversaturate the weeds and all you're going to see is your seeds blossoming, okay? Now you're thinking, is that a good thing or is that not a good thing because the weeds are still there? That's where it comes to the second part. The second part is down to cognitive reframing. And what is cognitive reframing? It's a little bit of an NLP process, okay? And it's very simple. It's not as difficult as the words neuro-linguistic programming sound, because it's a process of changing your pain-pleasure relations to a particular thing. To give you an example, I know that I used to make money and spend all the money that I used to make. So even if I got paid more, I never used to have more money. So it's very hard for me to become rich. But what I didn't know is subconsciously I had a doubt or negativity around money. And when I did timeline therapy or cognitive reframing, I could revisit and find my earliest childhood memory of money. And then I remembered it was thinking I was at my 10-year-old or 5-year-old birthday party in McDonald's and my dad wasn't there. I asked Mum, where's Dad? Mum said, Dad's working. I said, why is he working? She said, because he needs to make money. As a kid, we don't understand what that means. We only know that Dad chose money over me. So from that moment on, every time I earned money, I would want to splash out and get rid of it. I didn't know that I had negativity around money because of that situation. Now, what I did was I did a cognitive reframing process and it completely shifted my mind. And then I found it easy to keep money and make more money because my relationship changed. So I highly recommend learning how to do that process. And by the way, if you guys are interested in doing that process, if there's enough people commenting below with cognitive reframing or just type CR, then maybe I'll create a separate video teaching you guys how to go about actually doing it. Now, moving on to the second thing that you guys must quit is to do with resistance to change. Okay? Now, this might be an interesting thing. Many people, when they want a new manifestation, what they usually say when they can't get it is, I've tried everything and it's not working for me. Right? Let me know, be honest. Have you ever said those words before? Or have you heard other people say that before? I've tried everything, but it's not working. First of all, make a side note on this one and think about it. If you tried everything, would you have made it work? Yes or no? Right? If you had actually tried everything, do you think you would already have your manifestation? Yes or no? Absolutely. There's no two ways about it. Now, so what's the person actually saying when they say, I've tried everything? They are actually saying, I've tried everything. Here comes the aha. I've tried everything within my comfort zone. That's what's unconsciously happening. And why is it? Because when you look outside of our comfort zone, when we do things that are uncomfortable, that is the magic zone. That is where miracles manifest. There's a saying that says, if you continue to do the things you've always done, you will always get what you've always had. But if you continue to do the same things you've always done within that comfort zone, that is when you keep getting that same result. If you start stepping outside of your comfort zone, that's when you have miracles. Now you need to ask yourself a question here. When you go for a dream and goal and certain challenges happen, do you get certain uncertainty or fears and doubts that pop up? Obviously, it happens. Now why does it happen? Because it's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of change. Now this is very interesting because humans have a big fear of change, while change is the only constant. We're forever changing. So I want you guys to give yourself permission for change. Give yourself permission to do things you've never done before. Give yourself permission to be uncomfortable. And the thing with that is, most people, they think, how do I get comfortable with being uncomfortable? And what's actually happening there goes on to our third point, is down to fear and doubt. We must quit fearing and doubting. And I've got two parts to this story to be able to help you out here. You're saying, I got fear. How do I get rid of my fears? My take on it is slightly different to the majority of life coaches out there who will say, go through this therapy and do this and do that and do this reprogramming. Of course, you can go and do that. But let me tell you something. As you continue to embark on your awakening journey and you have more goals and bigger goals and you find your purpose and more things to do, you'll realize that actually fear is also a constant. You can never get rid of all fears for the rest of your life. Do you know why? Because if you've ever done something new, you will always fear it. Many of you may know that recently I'm here in Asia right now, and I'm actually doing a tour and a whole new practice showing people that if you put your mind to something, you can do anything you want. And what is this thing? Well, I can't sing and I can't dance. And I want to prove to people that actually if you put your mind to something, if you put the practice into it, right, you can manifest anything you want. If you put the action in it, if you believe in yourself. And so my question is, do you think that when a producer is asking me to sing a few lines, when I'm stood in front of some people singing a few lines, do you think I get nervous? Do you think I have fear? Of course I do, because I know I'm currently not good at it. So if that's the case, what do? Do I sit there and think, okay, let me try and reprogram my brain for it? No, I don't. I feel the fear and do it anyway. So that's the first take. I've always realized that fear, you come to acceptance with it. It's supposed to be there. You're supposed to be fearing, but do it anyway. When I first started making my first video, do you think I was nervous? I had doubts, I had fear? Of course. But after 2,430 videos, do you think I have fear anymore? No, absolutely not. And how did I overcome it, people ask? Just by doing it. It's simple, but may not be easy. But if you make a decision, you say, this is what I'm going to do, then you can definitely make it happen, right? Practice will get rid of fear. The more times you do it, will get rid of fear because you no longer have the unknown. Now, the second part to that answer, this final part, which is kind of like one of my biggest ahas back then. I come to understanding and my connection with God, with universe. And I said, hey, wait there a second. Creator is out there. Name him, her, whatever you want to name the creator. But it's out there. Like, look, we didn't create ourselves. Something created us before us, and something created all the flowers and grass and skies and clouds and everything we have in nature. Now, whatever that thing is that you call in existence, we need to ask this question. Who's more in control, you or universe? Think about it. Who do you think's more in control? Look, the two most important things in your life and your death. You don't get a say in it. Somebody else or something else that's bigger than us have a say in it. So the big line that I always use, and I want you to write it down, type it in the comments below, is who am I not to trust? By the way, this line has saved me through many, many, many fearful and doubtful situations or challenging situations. Because I always ask myself, when I'm being challenged, I always say, who am I not to trust? Who am I? When God is there, who am I? When universe is there. When they are there, when they are supporting, when they are planning. When they know the destiny, when they know what's supposed to happen, when they know what divine timing is. Who am I? So small. Not to trust. And it just reminds me there is always something greater that's looking over us, that is working with us. And you can say, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe universe is working with me. But guess what? You don't believe it, universe won't. So you're right. Because everything starts with belief. When you believe, you allow, you let in. So my encouragement for everybody is to write down that line. Whenever you feel like you're missing something, when you feel like you're challenged, when you feel there's doubt, when you feel there's fear, ask yourself that question between you and universe. Who am I? Who am I? So small. Not to trust when something so big is orchestrating every situation divinely at the right time. These are my words for you today. If you learned anything at all, please do hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, or you got any aha moment, please type it below. What did you learn from this? And also, what are you going to start practicing? Other than that, please do comment below. Let us know where you guys have tuned in from. That's always nice to know, especially if you're in Asia, you're in Hong Kong, or you're in Taiwan. I'm going to be here for the next 3 months. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video and you're new to this channel and you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to that. That's a little bell sign, by the way, because this year I'm dedicated to making daily videos, so you accountable to make it your best year yet. But for now, guys, I'm signing out. Love and prayers to all of you. Namaste. Namo Himalaya.